He said on D-Day there were so many planes in the air, you couldn't even see the sun.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't imagine the logistics
Yeah.
for getting all those planes in the air.
Yeah. Well,
And then all those following days.
yeah, well, my first encounter with the Luftwaffe was on a mission where we had 2,000 and some odd, we were escorting some 2,000 plus B-17s, and there were 900 and some fighters in the air, and we got hit by about 400 Luftwaffe, 200 109s and 200 190s.
It sounds, to people like that, it sounds like chaos.
It was
Chaos in the air.
I
And you're
actually,
20 years old.
I actually was in there laughing and saying, "This is Keystone Cops." There are parachutes flying in the air all over the place, wings falling, engines falling. I was more worried about hitting debris than I was about the Luftwaffe. And then I had a head-on. I had a head-on with the 190. He was. I could see his bullets coming around his engine, and I'm sure. And I got a couple of hits on his wing, and my flight leader was right behind him, but he couldn't fire because I was doing a head-on with him. He could have hit me instead. So I passed about 50 foot under him like that, and had a probably 800 knot closing speed, and he was right behind him. Bang! He zapped him. So,
do you have any memories about the P51 in particular, like when you were first learning to fly it? I mean, because it was like cutting-edge aircraft.
Oh, yeah. Well, the performance was the main thing. The altitude. I mean, you could get up 35,000 feet. P40, nothing like that. And
What did he fly in?
the maneuver, it just felt like putting on a suit.
He mentioned once that he
I
actually
didn't think of turning left or turning right. The aircraft just moves, sort of with my brain moved, and you just, things came so natural. And I don't know if it's because I was so attuned to flying or what, but it was just a beautiful aircraft to fly. And it had its vulnerability, of course, with the coolant, and that was the main problem. But other aircraft, any inline engine is going to have the problem with coolant. The P-47, they could lose a couple of cylinders and still go. But the air-cooled engine, it was an entirely different thing. But I don't know. We loved. It was nothing to check out at the 51.
Really?
What checking out was you read the manual, and they show you how to start it up, and you go take off. And like I said, in 15 hours I was combat ready. Although I did have 240 hours in the P40. But of course, the similarities like torque and single engine and all that sort of stuff was all helped you along the way. To see the unit that I was assigned to had P38s until the June. I arrived in November, but in June they were still flying P38s, and D-Day they were still flying P38s, and they were just in the process of, and they were just, because they're used to the counter-rotating props, no torque, two engines, and they were having big problems. In fact, the day that there were 7 of us we were sent to the 20th after we arrived in Scotland, and we were coming down in a 2.5 ton truck or something around, sitting in the back, and they had a perimeter road, and we were coming around the perimeter road, and we had to stop at the end before crossing the runway because the mission was coming back, and they were 51s, and all of us had P40 time, and we were watching them land, and then one of the flights, number 4 man, he came in and he bounced. And we were watching him, and we heard this noise of him starting to put the throttle. We all said, no! And he put the throttle and went right in.
Right.
Yeah, the torque just twisted him around and put him in. They weren't used to that.
Right.
And if 38, you push it from both engines, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like a basically
So
a jet.
if he had anticipated that, he could have.
Yeah.
could have been ready
yeah.
for it. Okay.
Yeah. I had in Korea. I had a guy that he graduated from F-80 school. He was jet.
Yeah.
He comes over. And I got to check him. I'm in Korea. I'm a test pilot. I'm instructor and all that sort of stuff. And I check him out. It takes me probably 15 hours just to get him to be able to take off by himself and land. We had piggybacks then, so we got a lot of instructions and stuff. Then I take him on the first mission, and it's a bombing and rocket mission. So we're going down the bomb run, and his bombs go way off there, and we pull up, and then we come back for a rocket run, and the rockets are going every which way. And when we got back, I said, "What the hell were you doing?" And on the bomb run, he says, "Your bombs didn't even come close to the turret." He said, "Well, on the 84, I put my feet on the on the floorboard, on the runners."
Yeah.
And he's just, the bombs will go where you're skidding. If you're skidding, the bomb's going to go there. I always used to. My technique was I'd use my 50s as my sight.
Okay.
I'm coming down for the bombs, and I'd pop off a couple 50s, and if they were hitting in the middle of the track, if I'd release at that time, that's where the bombs would come. But if they're, if I see if I'm in a skid or a slip, and the boom, the same thing with that's how I got hit in the face in Korea. With the rocket one, you had to be straight and level. You just could not deter from that.
Because the bomb's going to go, like the nose could be pointing over here.
Oh, absolutely.
The plane's going this way.
Absolutely.
That's what the bomb.
That's right. Yeah, you're in a skid like that. The bombs aren't going to go here. They go here or there.
Right.
So,